Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much everybody for coming back to my channel. Thank you so much to everybody who's listening right now in the podcast. Today is Monday, December 23rd, 2024. I was a little hesitant before coming here and share this news with you guys, but I figure I know there's a lot of people right now who own a small business like myself, and this is very important news. And I just wanted to share with you guys because as we know it, today's the 23rd of December. Christmas is just basically 2 days away. Tomorrow is Christmas Eve. There's a lot happening in this world, in the US, and we can get so easily distracted. But this is something that if you own a small business, you don't want to get distracted, or you don't want to miss out, because there's a lot of repercussions if you miss to file this report that is basically mandatory for small businesses here in the US. Okay, before I continue, I want to say thank you so much to everybody who has been coming to the YouTube channel and subscribing. Thank you so much. It really means a lot to me, you guys. Everybody also who is listening right now through Spotify. Okay, and I also want to just mention, you might hear my heater go off in a little bit here because it's very cold here in Connecticut, and I hope everybody's getting ready for for Christmas with their family. I hope everybody's having a great time and all the preparations are coming along well. Okay, let me just tell you this. When I first heard about this beneficial ownership information requirement for a small business, I was like, why are they even doing this? I was like, there's a lot of paperwork. I had my small business before, and then I reopened a new one, and I opened a new one, and I'm very familiar with reading tax forms, reading forms that you need to file with the state, with the town, things like that. I'm very familiar with that, and I know a lot of people have their own accountants and things like this. But when I first heard about this beneficial ownership requirement, I was like, in my opinion, why are they giving us an additional thing to be concerned about, right? We already have so many things that we have to remember. We pay so much. The annual report we still have to pay. We have to do the taxes too. And there's, besides, trying to get leads and sell for our business is a lot, And I was like, why do we have this an additional thing? And then I read the penalties regarding this beneficial ownership thing. And I was like, this is very aggressive for small businesses. It's very, I always felt like it's almost like you're walking against the current when it comes to having a small business. It's very hard to get approval for things. It's very hard to build what do you call it, clientele, excuse me. And it's very hard, there's always money involved when it comes to reporting your annual report, filing your taxes that you have to do for the state and all of that stuff. Even registering a business is an expense, And I was like, now we have an additional thing. For this one, you don't have to pay, but if you don't file this thing, right, there is such an aggressive reprimand that you get a penalty that is going to be charged on a daily basis if you miss to file the beneficial ownership information, form. There's a penalty, right? I'm gonna probably read to you all of that. There's you get 2 years in jail or something like this. It's very crazy, guys. And I was like, wow. Another thing that's against small businesses, right? And people, I understand that some people already done this form and they say nothing to worry about. It's very easy. It took 5 minutes to do. That's the thing. We're so compliant, and we, sometimes it's okay to challenge things and ask questions, okay? Just because it's easy doesn't mean that it's something that is going to benefit us, okay? It's almost like, oh, we're just going to scan your fingers for your fingerprints. It's going to take 2 seconds. And everybody's, oh, it's easy, don't complain about it. But what is the end result? How is this helping us, right? We're giving all this information, but how is this really helping us? And why is there such an aggressive reprimand, okay? we all know that there's a lot of businesses struggling. Imagine small businesses. I think this is gonna make small businesses just shut down all completely, because nobody wants to deal with an additional thing that has such a bad penalty. You don't file sometimes taxes or whatever, you get a penalty like 10%, something like this, when it comes to your small business. But this is a fine that's going to be charged on a daily basis. Okay, so here's the thing. This whole deadline for the beneficial ownership information form that you needed to do online, right? The deadline was supposed to be January the 1st, 2025, right? A couple weeks ago, a judge in Texas said, we're gonna cancel this whole thing. It's not constitutional or something like this. He said he's not gonna demand every small business to file this thing, right? There was an appeal, and just about an hour ago it got reinstated, meaning that the court once again approved this beneficial ownership information filing to go ahead and continue on. And they said, the deadline is still going to be January the 1st, 2025, right? Just as everybody's wrapping up holiday, everybody's getting ready, all of that stuff. But the judge that approved this to continue on, this reporting, to move on as scheduled, said, we're going to give people an additional time. So right now, the breaking news is that the deadline was extended to January the 13th. 2025. Like I said, you guys, I know a lot of people already had filed this form, and maybe if this is not for you, maybe you're like, oh, it's nothing, it doesn't mean anything. But sometimes, like I said, it's okay to question things. I think out of all the forms that I've seen when it comes to small business and reporting and things like this is one of the most aggressive one. Let me read to you guys what they just said. I'm gonna get the iPad here. It says here that this is from their own website. To file this form, you need to go to is fincen.gov, beneficial ownership information reporting. Okay, and you're gonna go there and you're gonna file. You should have gotten already some type of notice from the state if you own a small business like a LLC or C corporation, S corporation. Okay, so it says here, in light of a December 23rd federal court appeal decision, which is today, happened about an hour ago, reporting companies, except as indicated below, are once again required to file beneficial ownership information with IFN-CEN. However, because the Department of Treasury recognizes that reporting companies may need additional time, this is the deadline change, and not a lot of people are reporting this, may need additional time to comply given the period when the preliminary injunction had been in effect, we have extended the reported deadline as follows. And listen to this carefully, okay? Reporting companies that were created or registered prior to January 1st, 2024 have until January the 13th, 2025 to file their initial beneficial ownership information reports with financial, CEM. These companies will otherwise have been required to report by January 1st, 2025. So that was the change, okay? The judge that put everything back in motion again today, about an hour ago, said, I'm gonna reinstate everything back to normal, but I'm gonna change the deadline, okay? So that's the change. He gave an additional basically 2 weeks and gave everybody until January the 13th, 2025, okay? Reporting companies created or registered in the United States on or after September 4 of this year, 2024, that had a filing deadline between December the 3rd and December 23rd, okay, which was today, still they're also going to get until January the 13th, 2025 to file their initial beneficial ownership information. And it says also, reporting companies created or registered in the United States on or after December 3rd, 2024 So basically this month, that if you register after December 3rd, have an additional 21 days from the original filing deadline to file the beneficial ownership information. Okay, so you have additional 21 days from, I guess you can say, it says the original, which was January 1st, so you get to January 22nd, if I'm reading this correctly, right? Reporting companies that qualify, listen to this, disaster relief may have extended the deadline that fall beyond January the 13th. So let me read that again. Reporting companies that qualify for disaster relief may have extended the deadline that fall beyond January the 13th, 2025. This company should abide by whichever deadline falls later. Reporting companies that are created or registered in the United States on or after January the 1st, 2025 have 30 days to file their initial beneficial ownership information with the website, once again, fincen.gov, after receiving actual or public notice that their creation registration is effective. As indicated in the alert title, Notice regarding National Mode Business versus Yellen number 522, I'm not gonna read every number, right? Plaintiffs in National Mode Business, Isaac Winkles recording company, for which Isaac Winkles is beneficial owner or applicant, the National Business Association and members of the National Business Association as of March 1st, 2024, are not currently required to report the beneficial ownership information to fincen at this time. So I don't know why they're not required, but anyways, this is, when I saw that everything got canceled, right, that everything got that the judge in Texas said is on December 3rd, he said it was unconstitutional or something like this. I was like, it seems I was like so happy, because I don't understand why this is a requirement. There are millions of small business. Like, if you want to know who the financial beneficiary is, contact the bank that holds the account for that small business, right? That should be the Treasury Department and the bank communication information, I think. Why the small business have to have this aggressive demand to file these things? I don't care if it takes 3 seconds to do. It's just the demand, and the penalties are incredible harmful for small businesses. That you can have all your paperwork in order, and then you're just gonna put this on top of it, like aggressive demand. And I hope, anything can change, right? I just hope that as we get this new leadership coming up in January 20th, that something will happen with this, because I just don't like it. There's something about it that I just don't like. I think it's gonna make people, if they start with one thing, right? They start with this one thing, and then it's gonna be like everything else, right? I feel like as small businesses, we already have a lot of deadlines to keep in mind, to report, to pay, and this is so aggressive. And it's the Treasury Department. Can they get that from the bank? Like, that should be like common information. But in case you guys didn't know, if you own a small business, if maybe your parents, they had their small business for a while, and this is the new excuse me, I was just watching something that caught my eye. This is the new deadline for this thing. The beneficial ownership information, like I said, all the information I just read to you guys is from the official website, okay? And you can go fincen.gov, and you can read all of that, and you can also file your form online. Let me know, guys, what you think about this. Thank you so much, everybody, for coming back to my channel. Have a good day. God bless. Hi everybody, this is Julissa. Thank you so much for coming to my YouTube channel. Don't forget to share, like, and subscribe, and I hope to see you in the next video. Have a good day everybody. God bless.